heart of the village. Once upon a time, in a vibrant African village nestled between verdant hills and meandering rivers, the sun cast a radiant glow over its colorful huts. This place thrived with life, laughter, and the rich hum of community. At the center of it all stood Amina, a young woman whose heart, much like the village, was a tapestry of dreams and unfulfilled desires. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and gold, Amina awoke with a sense of hope, yet a subtle ache resonated within her. Amina moved gracefully through the village square, greeting her friends with warmth. The laughter of children playing nearby filled her with joy, yet her thoughts wandered beyond the playful spirit of youth. Amina was known for her kindness. Her compassionate nature earned her love among the villagers. Yet, in those very moments, a longing grew stronger, a yearning for a love that echoed through the community, but that felt just out of reach. "Mornings are beautiful here, aren't they?" Fatou, her closest friend, said as she joined Amina in the lively square. With her vibrant attire and laughter as infectious as sunshine, Fatou radiated energy that brightened Amina's spirits. "You're lost in thought again. What troubles you, dear friend?" Amina sighed, brushing her hands through her hair. "I'm happy, Fatou, but sometimes I feel like a flower in the field, longing for the touch of the sun but surrounded by shadows." Fatou cocked her head, curious. "Shadows? Or perhaps you're just waiting for the right sunlight to bloom." Amina smiled, the warmth of their friendship enveloping her heart, but the truth lingered. A sense of isolation pressed heavily upon her, even amidst the community she cherished. That evening, the village gathered for a cherished tradition, a storytelling session led by Kofi, the wise elder whose voice resonated with nostalgia. By the flickering light of the bonfire, families gathered, and laughter echoed into the night. Amina nestled close to her grandmother, Mama Zuri, a woman who had weathered many storms yet always found the strength to spread love and wisdom. "Gather round, everyone," Kofi called, his deep, resonant voice commanding attention. "Tonight, I will weave tales of adventure and love, of those who dared to dream and changed the course of their lives." As Kofi's tales unfolded, each story cloaked in enchanting themes of love, resilience, and community, Amina's heart swelled. The villagers, captivated, leaned in closer, hanging on every word. She felt warmth spread through her, a yearning for a life lived fully, a life where love thrived, not just in stories but as a reality she could claim. When the stars began to twinkle like scattered diamonds in the night sky, Amina felt an undeniable connection to the village that surrounded her. Their laughter and unity wrapped around her like a comforting blanket. Yet, even amid this beauty, a quiet voice within her whispered doubts. Was she destined to be merely the kind spirit of the village, always watching love blossom in others but never feeling that warmth herself? As the stories drew to a close, Amina's gaze drifted to the faces illuminated by the firelight. Their joy stirred something deep within her, a spark igniting her heart with the possibility of change. Perhaps life held more than she had dared to imagine. As the villagers departed, Fatou grasped Amina's hand. "You have a light that shines brighter than you think," she said. "Don't be afraid to reach for your dreams, Amina. They might be waiting for you just around the corner." With those words echoing in her mind, Amina stepped away from the gathering, her heart a turbulent swirl of emotions. Hushed wishes flitted like butterflies within her. If only she could transform her longing into something tangible, something filled with connection and vibrant love. Staring up at the canopy of stars, Amina closed her eyes, whispering a quiet prayer to the universe, longing for clarity. Little did she know that life awaited her like a painter's canvas, preparing to unleash a whirlwind of colors and stories that would intertwine her fate with that of the entire village. In the tender embrace of the night, Amina took a deep breath, her heart whispering an uncharted promise, to uncover the love and belonging she sought, and to discover what the world held for her in the days to come. The heart of the village beat loudly, a rhythm she felt echo within, calling her to step bravely into the unknown. Whispers of change. Amina awoke the next morning, sunlight streaming through the thin spaces between the thatch of her roof, casting playful shadows on the earthen floor. The village was abuzz with excitement. The annual harvest festival was just days away, promising music, dancing, and a celebration of the season's bounty. As the villagers prepared, a sense of transformation hummed in the air, an unseen force beckoning Amina towards the unknown. As she stepped outside, The scent of freshly baked bread wafted through the air, mingling with the rich, sweet aroma of ripe fruits from the market stalls lining the village square. Amina felt a tingle of anticipation mixed with anxiety, her heart racing at the thought of the festival. Fatou rushed toward her, a vibrant fabric tucked under one arm and a playful grin on her face. "Amina, you're just in time to help me choose the perfect attire for the festival. We have to dazzle everyone," Fatou exclaimed, her excitement infectious. Amina couldn't help but laugh, but the undercurrent of her own emotions lingered. "Fatou, does it really matter what we wear? I think simply being present is enough." "Ah, but that is where you're wrong. It's not just about being there, it's about embracing who you are." Fatou twirled as if demonstrating her point. "We have the chance to shine, to show the world our spirit." Intrigued, Amina allowed herself to be swept along with Fatou, who led her to the bustling marketplace. Stalls overflowed with vibrant fabrics and handmade crafts. Colors danced in the sunlight like flames. Amina paused in front of one stall, where bolts of bright kanga cloth beckoned to her. She reached out to touch the soft fabric, feeling the energy it exuded, a vibrant expression of life and hope. "Choose one," Fatou urged, urging her to imagine herself adorned in the rich colors. "Tomorrow night, we'll shine like artisans under the moonlight." "I suppose it wouldn't hurt to be a bit bold," Amina whispered, her voice catching in her throat. She chose a deep emerald green with golden patterns, an embodiment of her heart's yearning for connection and growth. The day flew by amid laughter, preparation, and spirited conversations as the village buzzed with activity. But when the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow on the festival preparations, Amina found herself alone, sitting beneath the great baobab tree that stood at the center of the village. Shadows danced among the roots, stirring memories of childhood and friendships, both sacred and fleeting. "Lovely evening, isn't it?" A voice pulled Amina from her thoughts. It was Chinedu, his silhouette strong against the vibrant sky. He approached, his warm smile lighting up the darkness around her. "I was hoping to find you here." "Just thinking," Amina replied, her heart racing slightly at his presence. "The festival is almost here. Don't you feel the excitement?" "Absolutely. But it's not just the festivities that thrill me," he said, taking a seat beside her. "It's seeing the village come alive, and more importantly, seeing you, full of potential, full of dreams." Amina blushed at his words, feeling a flicker of hope that perhaps she wasn't alone in her longing. "I've always felt a connection to the rhythm of this place. But sometimes, I find myself wishing for something more meaningful." Chinedu nodded thoughtfully, contemplating her words. "We all carry our hopes and dreams. Some stay hidden unexpectedly. But often, it takes a leap of faith to share them with the world, and most especially with those we care about." Amina smiled, feeling the warmth of his understanding. "You're right. But it can be frightening to open up. I worry about being misunderstood." "Nonsense," Chinedu said, his voice firm yet gentle. "There's magic in vulnerability. It's what binds us together, our stories, our truths, our wholeness." The weight of his words wrapped around Amina like a warm embrace, awakening a newfound courage within her. As stars began to twinkle overhead, she gazed at them, feeling an uncharted sense of possibilities. "Maybe tomorrow during the festival, I'll share a piece of my heart," she suggested tentatively, testing the waters of her newfound bravery. "I'd love that. The world deserves to see the light that shines within you," Chinedu said, his voice rich with encouragement. "You'll do wonderfully." When he departed, Amina remained beneath the baobab, pondering the countless possibilities awaiting her. In that moment, she realized that the whispers of change she sensed were truth, the call of her own heart urging her to embrace the vibrant colors of her dreams. With the festival on the horizon, Amina felt a shift within her, a spark igniting her spirit. Tomorrow would be different. It would hold the power to change not just her own life but the very essence of the village they all cherished. The spirit's blessing. The morning sun rose, casting a golden glow over the village as Amina prepared for the day ahead. Her heart raced with excitement and nerves. Today was a day unlike any she had known. It was the eve of the harvest festival, a celebration steeped in tradition, but for Amina, it felt like the dawn of something transformative. She dressed in the deep emerald kanga she had chosen, the fabric hugging her figure and swaying gently with her movements. Each intricate golden pattern seemed to dance as she walked, a fitting reflection of her own spirit. With a deep breath, she stepped outside, the world a canvas of vibrant colors painted with laughter and song. As the villagers busied themselves with last-minute preparations, Amina noticed a change in the air. The usual chatter was accompanied by an undercurrent of anticipation, as if the very spirit of the festival had begun to weave its way through the hearts of the people. Fatou called to her from across the square, armloads of decorations spilling over like her exuberance. "Amina, come help me with these." Fatou's voice rang out, bright and inviting. Together, they strung colorful fabrics and woven baskets from tree branches, transforming the square into a kaleidoscope of hues. Yet, amid this joyful busyness, Amina felt a familiar yearning deep within her, a longing for something beyond the surface of celebration, a deeper connection to her surroundings. When dusk approached, Amina slipped away from the festivities, seeking solace beneath the baobab tree that had witnessed her childhood dreams. She closed her eyes, letting the whispers of leaves lull her into a trance-like state. In this peaceful haven, she released the worries clinging to her mind. Suddenly, a gentle breeze rustled the branches, and a long-forgotten memory of her grandmother's stories flooded back. Tales of guardian spirits who watched over the villagers, guiding them during times of transition. Just as her thoughts lingered on this memory, Amina felt a warmth envelop her, as if the very air around her was alive with energy. "Do not fear, Amina," a soothing voice resonated softly, reverberating through her spirit. "You stand at the precipice of change. Embrace it, for it is your time." Startled, Amina opened her eyes, searching for the source of the voice. Instead of finding anyone, she felt a comforting presence all around her. "Who are you?" she whispered, her heart pounding with excitement and confusion. "I am the guardian of this land, a spirit that binds the dreams of your people," the voice replied, echoing in her heart rather than her ears. "You possess a unique gift, a capacity to channel the hopes and dreams of those around you. Tomorrow, let your heart speak, and the village shall listen." Amina trembled with awe, her pulse quickening as she processed the spirit's words. Could it be true? The longing she felt in her heart was not merely her own, but woven into the fabric of the village's collective dreams. "Embrace the truth within," the voice continued, ethereal and encouraging. "What you nurture will reflect your heart's desire. Share your story, and new beginnings shall blossom." Just then, the sounds of laughter and music floated through the air, calling her back to reality. As the festival began in earnest, Amina felt exhilarated by the spirit's blessing, her heart swelling with a sense of purpose. Stepping into the lively square, she watched as friends and families united, their joy palpable. The drums beat a lively rhythm, and the villagers danced with abandon, shedding the weight of their daily lives. Amina felt an unspoken connection to this moment, as if their laughter intertwined with her spirit. Gathering her courage, Amina realized it was time to share her truth, to embrace this gift and the role it invited her to play. Her heart raced, a mixture of fear and excitement coursing through her veins. With every beat, she felt the encouragement of the spirit wrapping around her like a warm embrace. As the night unfolded, she took a deep breath, allowing the vibrant energy of her surroundings to infuse her with confidence. Under the stars, she felt a spark igniting within her, ready to emerge and shine. Tomorrow, she would step forward, sharing her voice not only for herself but as a vessel for the dreams and hopes of the entire village. With a renewed sense of purpose, Amina joined the festivities, twirling under the stars, her spirit awakening alongside the rhythm of the drums. The spirit's blessing had set her path in motion, opening a world of possibilities that lay just beyond the horizon. Embracing the vibrant life around her, Amina felt the warmth of connection, knowing she was ready to face whatever awaited her at the dawn of a new day. Unexpected news. The morning sun bathed the village in a gentle glow, casting long shadows that danced over the paths and huts. Amina awoke with the stirring of excitement still lingering in her heart from the spirit's visit. Today marked the beginning of the Harvest Festival, a time where the village would gather to celebrate abundance, community, and warmth. She felt a mixture of anticipation and anxiety weaving through her thoughts, hoping this day would mark the start of something profound. As Amina prepared for the festivities, she donned the beautiful emerald kanga she had selected, feeling its vibrant fabric hug her frame with promise. Fatu arrived shortly after, her scarf flinging about her shoulders as she burst through the door, eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Today is the day," Fatu exclaimed, her voice a melody of excitement. "Let's go. The village is already alive with energy." Amina grinned, swept up in Fatu's enthusiasm and eager to join the celebration. The pair made their way to the village square, where colorful stalls lined the pathways, laden with fruits, crafts, and garments. The air was thick with the scent of cooking spices and sweet delights. Children squealed with laughter as they dashed around, while the older villagers gathered to swap stories and laughter. As the day unfolded, music filled the air, and traditional dances began, drawing everyone into joyous movements. Each step felt like a beat in the heart of the community, a reminder of their shared spirit. Amina danced with abandon, her worries ebbing away under the rhythm of drums and the embraces of friends. But amidst the laughter, Amina felt a peculiar sensation, a swirling unease deep in her belly. It whispered of something unspoken. Just as she began to shake off the feeling, a familiar voice broke through the joyous cacophony. "Amina." It was Kofi, the village elder, making his way toward her, his eyes twinkling with warmth and wisdom. "I've been hoping to find you." "Hello, Kofi. What brings you here?" Amina asked, her heart racing, sensing the weight of his presence. "I have news," he began, his demeanor shifting to something more serious. "Gather everyone. There's something important I must share, and I want you to hear it as well." Intrigued, Amina nodded, and Kofi motioned for the villagers to join. The music quieted, and the dancing slowed as the crowd turned to listen. The weight of anticipation hung thick in the air, mingling with the sense of celebration. Kofi cleared his throat, and a hush fell over the crowd. "Beloved villagers, today we celebrate our harvest, the fruits of our labor and unity. Yet amidst our joy, I must share something unexpected." A heavy pause gripped the gathering, Amina's heart pounding. She caught the worried glances shared among friends as they awaited his words. "Yesterday, I received a message from the Elder Council in a neighboring village. Our communities are invited to unite in a grand alliance, sharing not only our harvest but our stories, wisdom, and dreams," Kofi announced, his voice firm yet warm. A mixture of gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd. The village had long been known for its traditions, and the idea of change could bring both hope and trepidation. However, Kofi continued, "There is a caveat. Among us, a small group of representatives must be chosen to go discuss plans for this alliance, and this decision must be made today." Amina's heart raced as she processed his words. Suddenly, the sense of unease returned, now accompanied by a tug of destiny. Kofi's gaze landed on her, as if the winds of fate had shifted towards her. "Amina," he said quietly, yet clearly enough for the crowd to hear, "I believe you have a unique gift and perspective to share with both our people and those beyond. Will you consider joining us as a representative for the village?" Gasps echoed from the villagers, and Amina felt her breath catch in her throat. All eyes turned to her, a mix of expectation and uncertainty shimmering among familiar faces. Her heart pounded furiously. She hadn't anticipated being called upon in such a way, yet a part of her felt an exhilarating rush at the thought. I need to think," she managed, her mind racing. This opportunity, this unexpected invitation, seemed like a direct echo of the spirit's words from the night before. Could this be an avenue to fulfill her longing for connection? With Kofi's acknowledgement, the heaviness began to settle again over the square, voices rising in excited discussions, some in favor and others with hesitations. Amina stepped away, pulling her thoughts together amidst the rising turmoil. Just then, she spotted Chinedu moving through the crowd, his gaze searching for her. That familiar warmth she always felt around him surged within her, though now it was tangled with uncertainty. She needed guidance, clarity, and perhaps the comfort of someone who believed in her. When their eyes met, Chinedu approached her, concern etched on his face. "I heard Kofi. How do you feel about this?" His voice was gentle, a lifeline amid the chaos swirling in her mind. "I'm scared, Chinedu. This feels huge," she admitted, her voice trembling. "What if I fail?" What if I can't represent our village? Remember, Amina, it's about sharing your truth, he said, taking her hands in his. You have a voice that matters. This could be your chance to inspire change, not just for you but for everyone's. As she looked into his eyes, so full of belief and encouragement, Amina felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. The unease faded slightly, replaced by something more potent, the awakening of possibility. I'll do it, she declared suddenly, the words escaping her like a revelation. I'll be a part of this alliance. Chinedu smiled, pride lighting up his features. You'll do wonderfully. This is just the beginning, Amina. We're all here for you. As the festival continued around them, Amina felt the weight of the moment surge within her. The unexpected news had opened a door, and she could choose to step through it, embracing a new path under the rhythm of the drums that had once felt distant. With renewed determination, she turned back to the villagers, not just to face them but to express the voice that had been awakened within her, forging a connection she had long sought. Today, the whispers of change had strengthened into a roaring call to courage. The village's reaction. The day after the announcement, the village pulsed with energy, a swell of excitement and uncertainty threading through the community like an intricate tapestry. Amina could feel the atmosphere shift around her, the conversations charged with speculation about her upcoming role as a representative of their village. The harvest festival buzzed with life, but an undercurrent of apprehension mingled with joy, setting her heart racing. Amina walked through the village square, her emerald kanga vibrant against the backdrop of colorful stalls and dancing villagers. But now, the laughter that once felt like a warm embrace seemed to carry whispers, each slice of conversation sharpening her anxiety. She caught snippets of dialogue, uncertainty woven into the fabric of their words. Is it wise to send her? One villager murmured, while another echoed, what if she fails to represent us properly? It was as if the whispers attached themselves to Amina like shadows, clinging to her skin and invading her mind. Doubt flickered through her heart. What if she wasn't enough? What if she let the village down? Her feet found their way to the great baobab tree, the very spot where Kofi had delivered the unexpected news. Under its wide branches, she felt both a sense of familiarity and solitude. Closing her eyes, she breathed deeply, hoping to draw in the strength of the roots that spanned deep into the earth. Are you all right? Fatu asked, joining her beneath the tree. Her voice broke through the veil of Amina's worries, bringing light to darkness. You look troubled. I can't shake off the weight of everyone's expectations, Amina admitted, opening her eyes. It feels like all eyes are on me, waiting for me to stumble. What will they think if I fail? Fatu shook her head, fervor igniting her eyes. No one has raised you to fear failure, Amina. Our village has always thrived on shared dreams and bolstered each other in the face of challenges. Yes, they may whisper. I can hear them talking, Amina interjected, her voice trembling. They don't believe in me. Believe in you or not, they're still part of our community, and whether they openly admit it or not, they all want you to succeed. The very essence of our spirit rests in unity. Shifting under the weight of Fatu's words, Amina felt an ounce of courage begin to unfurl within her. But how do I ensure I don't let anyone down? Fatu reached for Amina's hands, grounding her. You will share your voice, and that voice is as valid as anyone else's. Step into your truth and speak not just for yourself, but for our hopes as a community. As the sun began its descent in the sky, shadows lengthened and the village collectively prepared for the evening festivities. Amina sensed the excitement brewing, yet an uncertain cloud hung heavily above her head. Later, during a gathering at the village square for evening storytelling, Kofi summoned the villagers to assemble under the stars. Amina stood at the edge of the group, her heart thrumming, part anticipation, part anxiety. Each villager brought their own expectations before her, as if she stood on the precipice of unveiling something profound. Kofi welcomed everyone, his voice warm and reassuring. Tonight, we share stories not just of our lives, but of our unity. Amina has agreed to represent our village in forming a new alliance. Let us share both our hopes and fears. He gestured to Amina, allowing her to address the gathering. The murmuring hushed, and the piercing gaze of her neighbors settled upon her. For a moment, Time hung in the air as Amina absorbed the weight of their presence. "Hello everyone," she began, her voice shaking but gaining strength. "I stand before you not as someone who holds all the answers, but as a member of this beautiful community. I hear your whispers, your concerns, and your hopes, and I promise to carry them with me as I step into this new role." A shift in the crowd rippled through those gathered, and Amina pressed on. "I want us to embrace this opportunity to share our stories, our unique dreams. Together, we can forge connections and express what our village represents." A tentative murmur arose before a voice called out from the crowd. It was Chinedu, standing tall among the villagers. "If we lift Amina up, we rise with her. We all share responsibility in shaping how the world sees us." "You are not alone in this journey, dear Amina." A voice chimed in, a nod of support fostering a wave of encouragement. With the murmurs turning to cheers, Amina felt a rush of warmth flood her heart. One by one, neighbors echoed their belief in her journey, promising to stand by her during the alliance meetings. But moments later, voices of doubt surfaced again. "It's unwise to trust outsiders. What if they exploit us?" another villager cautioned, skepticism laced in the air. Kofi gently raised his hand. "We must embrace our hopes. Amina's role is pivotal, but the strength of our village can guide her. It is our unity that will protect us." Amina felt buoyed by Kofi's words, recognizing that the collective strength of the villagers would carry her through. The fears and doubts, though real, began to transform into an opportunity forged through resilience. As the storytelling continued under the vast expanse of stars, a new sense of purpose surged within Amina. She would face the chance to represent not just herself but all those who believed in the dreams of the village. The reactions of the villagers were a mixture of emotions, and she would take every whisper, every word of skepticism and support, and weave them into a tapestry that revealed their truths. Tonight, she embraced the vastness of possibility. The tension of uncertainty became the fuel for her journey ahead. Amina knew she would step into the spirit of gathering strength and share her voice, uniting hopes and dreams for a brighter future. Seeking guidance. The dawn broke over the village, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. Amina emerged from her hut, the weight of yesterday's events still heavy on her shoulders. The anticipation of representing her village flickered in her mind, clashing with her desire for certainty. She longed for guidance, a subtle reassurance that she was on the right path. As she made her way towards the riverbank, where the gentle flow of water whispered secrets of the earth, Amina sought solace in the presence of her grandmother, Mama Zuri. The wise matriarch was the heart of the village, a beacon of light in tumultuous times, and Amina hoped to draw from the well of her wisdom. Finding Mama Zuri seated on her porch, surrounded by colorful tapestries and fragrant herbs, Amina's anxieties began to fade. Her grandmother looked up, the lines on her face softening into a smile that warmed Amina's heart. "What troubles you, my child?" Mama Zuri asked, her voice a soothing balm. "I feel the weight of the village's hopes on my shoulders," Amina confessed, settling beside her. "I want to represent our dreams, but what if I fail to do so? What if my voice is not strong enough?" Mama Zuri placed her hand on Amina's, the roughness of her palms a testament to years of hard work and love. "Sweetheart, strength does not solely come from loud voices or grand declarations. True strength lies in the courage to speak from your heart, to be authentic, and to trust the essence of who you are." Amina's heart fluttered at her grandmother's words, yet doubt still lurked in the corners of her mind. "But what if they do not understand me? What if the other village does not respect us?" Mama Zuri released a deep sigh, watching a group of children chase butterflies nearby. "Every journey begins with fear and uncertainty, Amina. The key is to be open and honest, to show the world the beauty of our community's spirit. It is in vulnerability that connections grow." The river's gentle flow echoed Mama Zuri's sentiments, and Amina found her gaze drifting toward the water. "I want to bring honor to our village, to speak our truth. But the whispers of doubt echo in my mind like the current pulling at the riverbanks." Mama Zuri chuckled lightly, her eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Even the strongest river must navigate around obstacles. It doesn't shy away, it finds a way to flow onward. Your path may twist and turn, but embrace it. Trust your intuition. It will guide you. Feeling the warmth of her grandmother's faith, Amina considered the challenges ahead. Can you help me prepare? I want to understand our traditions, the beauty of our stories, and how to share them. Mama Zuri nodded, her smile broadening. Absolutely. We will weave our history together, every thread a vibrant memory. You shall carry our stories with you. As the day unfolded, Amina followed her grandmother through the village, gathering stories from neighbors and memories from her own childhood. They visited Kofi, who recounted tales of wise ancestors who had faced their own trials, drawing strength from the shared experiences of their kin. From gently murmured anecdotes about love and loss to raucous laughter over silly childhood mishaps, Amina absorbed it all like a sponge, feeling a connection to her roots deepening with every word spoken. The essence of their struggles and triumphs began to reverberate within her spirit, making her feel whole and cherished. Remember, Amina, Kofi reminded her as they spoke, it is not about perfection, it is about authenticity. Our stories are real and raw, just like our hopes. Embrace them. As the sun descended, casting a soft golden glow over the village, Amina began to share her own experiences from the previous night's festival. The fear she felt, the support she received, the whispers of doubt, and the voices of encouragement. You see, Mama Zuri interjected softly. It is in the sharing that we find connection. The world needs to hear not just polished tales but the struggles behind them. We are all beautifully imperfects. Night enveloped the village, and the stars twinkled in harmony with the laughter and whispers of the villagers, a testament to their unity despite challenges. As Amina returned to her grandmother's porch, she felt renewed strength spiraling within her. The preparation had transformed the weight of responsibility into a fabric of solidarity and understanding. Thank you, Amina murmured, her heart swelling with gratitude. I hope to make you proud and honor our village with every word I speaks. You already do, dear one, Mama Zuri replied, a softness in her voice. You embody the strength of our ancestors and the dreams of those yet to come. In that moment, Amina realized that she was not just representing her village. She was a vessel carrying their collective story, their essence flowing through her as she prepared for the alliance. The fear that had threatened to engulf her began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of purpose as bright as the stars above. With her grandmother by her side, Amina knew she was ready to embrace whatever awaited her beyond the horizon, ready to face the alliance with the strength of her people woven within her heart. The Healing Grove. The sun's rays filtered through the branches of ancient trees, casting dappled shadows upon the forest floor as Amina made her way toward the Healing Grove. This sacred place, known for its vibrant herbs and blossoms, held an ethereal beauty that captivated all who visited. It was here that Fatou often practiced her healing craft, using nature's gifts to soothe ailments and spirits alike. Amina had always loved this grove, but today felt different. Each step drew her closer to a moment she envisioned, a time for reflection and a chance to harness her growing strength as she prepared for the upcoming alliance meeting. She sought to connect not just with the healing plants around her, but also with her own inner growth. As she entered the grove, the air was rich with the scents of lavender and chamomile, mingling in a delightful embrace that calmed her racing heart. Fatou was already there, her laughter ringing like music among the trees. She was surrounded by baskets of colorful herbs, a kaleidoscope of greens, purples and yellows, each with its own remedy. Amina, come smell this. It's the last of the lavender, Fatou called, her hands animatedly playing with the flowers. It has the power to calm the mind. Just what you need before your journey. Amina approached, inhaling the lavender's soothing aroma, her anxiety slowly ebbing away. I've been nervous about the meeting with the other village, she confessed, sitting next to Fatou. What if I don't represent us well? Fatou paused, her expression softening as she looked at Amina. You are not alone in this. Our village stands behind you, each person holding a piece of the collective spirit. We are all woven into your journey, just as the herbs here are woven together in nature's tapestry. Feeling buoyed by Fatou's words, Amina gathered the courage to dig deeper into her fears. But what if they don't understand me? What if they dismiss our values? Fatou reached for a few leaves of a nearby plant, a vibrant green with delicate petals. These are called calm herbs, and they remind us to remain connected to our roots, our teachings. Each leaf represents a value we cherish: compassion, unity, respect. Speak from these roots, and they will hear you. As Amina watched Fatou, she recognized the healer's innate ability to find wisdom in nature. Fatou had always known how to extract strength from the simplest of elements. "Amina, let's create something together," Fatou suggested, her eyes sparkling with inspiration. "We can combine these herbs into a tea that can fortify us with courage and clarity. This might serve you as you prepare to speak for our village." "Really? Will it help me?" Amina's curiosity piqued at the prospect of tangible kinship with their shared heritage. "Absolutely," Fatou replied, her tone steady. "When brewed, this tea embodies our sacred beliefs. You'll find strength in knowing our ancestors have come before you. This tea will connect you to them." As they began working together, Amina felt a sense of nurturing envelop her. Carefully, they harvested several herbs, combining them with purpose, respect, and gratitude. A basket filled with vibrant greens reflected their bond, their roots intertwined between tradition and hope. As they prepared the tea over a small fire nestled within the grove, the soothing aroma emanated from the leaves, wrapping them in warmth. Fatou spoke of the importance of each herb they used. "This is not merely a drink, it's a reminder of who we are and who we aspire to be. Share it before the meeting, and it will remind you of your place within our village." Amina nodded, internalizing the magic held within the ritual they shared. The sun dipped lower in the sky, and the grove transformed. A soft golden hue enveloped everything, as if the world was blessing their preparation. "Now, take a moment to breathe," Fatou instructed, pouring the freshly brewed tea into 2 small cups. "Inhale the wisdom of our ancestors, and exhale your doubts." Amina followed her friend's guidance. As she inhaled, the fragrant steam filled her nose, a blend of lavender, chamomile, and calm herbs. She closed her eyes, allowing the scents to pull her deeper into the essence of their culture. In that moment, she envisioned her ancestors smiling upon her, reassuring her that she carried their stories in her heart. When they finally sipped the warm tea, Amina felt the warmth spread through her, filling her with a shimmering light. "It's beautiful," she murmured, savoring the blend of flavors. "Just like you," Fatou said, her eyes glinting as she smiled. "You are strong, and you have all the tools to succeed." In that enchanted moment of connection, Amina understood the depth of her mission. It was not simply about speaking, it was about weaving their narratives into a collective voice, a harmonious blend of her identity and the heritage of her people. She recognized the pulse of life flowing through her veins, empowered by her roots and fortified by the layers of their shared experiences. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky in bright oranges and soft purples, Amina and Fatou sat in comfortable silence, basking in the glow of their shared energy. They knew that they would stand together, their bond unshakable as they faced tomorrow's challenges. "Whatever happens, I will carry our village with me," Amina finally said, her voice steady and full of resolve. Fatou grinned. "That's the spirit. And I'll be right here, rooted within our grove, cheering you on." With renewed strength, Amina left the healing grove, the essence of the herbs and their shared moments igniting the flame of determination within her. Tomorrow, she would step into the alliance, a vessel of strength, history, and dreams, all infused with the love and wisdom passed down through generations. Confessions under the baobab. The day of the alliance meeting arrived, bright and bustling, with anticipation hanging over the village like the sweet perfume of the flowers blooming everywhere. Amina rose early, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and anxiety. She dressed carefully in her vibrant emerald kanga, adding beads that clinked softly around her neck, a small talisman of strength and peace. Today, she would be the voice of her village, and the weight of that role pressed heavily upon her shoulders. As she stepped outside, her senses were alive with the sounds of the villagers preparing for the gathering. Children laughed and chased one another, their carefree joy igniting warmth in her heart. But within that joy also lingered uncertainty. The gravity of being their representative loomed larger than ever. She made her way toward the baobab tree, a sanctuary where many of her dreams had been born. The great tree seemed to stir beneath the gentle breeze, its leaves rustling like whispers encouraging her onward. Arriving under its vast branches, Amina paused, seeking a moment of solitude before facing the day ahead. Chinedu found her there, his silhouette framed by the sprawling tree's canopy. "You look ravishing," he said with a warm grin, his presence instantly calming. "And very brave." Amina chuckled lightly, though her heart fluttered at his kind words. "Thank you, but bravery is a tough facade to maintain." He stepped closer, his expression earnest. "You're doing something remarkable today. It's okay to feel a bit frightened. It means you care, and that makes your voice so much more powerful." His encouragement soothed her, yet she couldn't shake the weight of expectation. What if I don't succeed? What if they don't listen? Chinedu cocked his head slightly, contemplating her doubt. "You are speaking your truth. That is the most profound way to connect with others. It doesn't matter if they accept every word you say. What matters is that you speak from your heart. They may not believe it yet, but words have the power to change minds and heals." His words resonated with her, and Amina couldn't help but feel a twinge of hope. "It's just, I fear that sharing our stories won't resonate, that they might dismiss us entirely," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "Let's hear your story first," Chinedu encouraged, gesturing toward the width of the baobab's trunk. "Under this very tree, we've shared laughter, tears, and dreams. You don't need to have all the answers just yet. Share what you hold within you." With a hesitant smile, Amina leaned against the sturdy trunk, grounding herself in the familiar embrace of the tree. She took a deep breath and began. "When I was a child, I would spend hours here, watching the rhythms of life unfold. The birds, the laughter of friends, our elders sharing stories of resilience. I felt love in this place." Chinedu listened intently, his expressive eyes encouraging her to continue. The more she shared, the more memories flowed, the essence of her village weaving through her words. She narrated tales of overcoming challenges, of joy and sorrow intertwined, of the cumulative strength built through community. As Amina spoke, she discovered her fears transforming into passion, the doubts dissipating amidst the fervor of her memories. She recounted moments of unity, the strength of shared laughter, and stories of the elders who had shaped their values. "Each of us carries a piece of this village. The resilience of our ancestors pulsates within us," Amina concluded, glancing at Chinedu, who was now visibly moved by her sincerity. "I know my voice. As long as I speak my truth, I will honor them." Chinedu smiled warmly, his eyes reflecting genuine pride. "See, you have your strength within. Just like the baobab tree, you've grown strong and tall from your roots. You'll carry your village with you, rooted in love and tradition." As the sun climbed higher in the sky, bathing them in golden light, Amina felt her resolve solidifying. "Thank you for encouraging me. Having you here means more than you know." "Always," he replied softly, stepping closer to her. "And just remember, no matter the outcome, you've already brought honor to our village simply by being yourself." Amina felt the weight of the world lift slightly, replaced by something far more profound, a sense of connection and purpose that transcended her fears. She began to sense that by sharing their collective stories, they would not only represent her village but also seed understanding and kindness in the hearts of others. As they prepared to head toward the village square where the alliance meeting awaited, Amina paused and turned back toward the baobab tree. "I'll remember you," she whispered reverently, gazing up at its branches swaying as if sharing in her resolve. "I'll remember the stories and the strength I have found here." The baobab stood as witness to her journey, a silent sentinel of hope. With renewed purpose fueling her heartbeat, Amina walked hand in hand with Chinedu toward the gathering, ready to share her truth under the expansive African sky. She embraced the essence of unity pulsing in her veins, knowing that she would speak for not just herself but for the collective dreams of her people, shaping a future woven with understanding, love, and resilience. Threads of the past. The village square thrummed with energy, filled with gathering villagers in vibrant attire, their colorful fabrics waving like the banners of their collective spirit. Amina stood at the center of it all, her heart pulsating with anticipation. The alliance meeting loomed ahead, a newfound sense of purpose blending seamlessly with the whispers of anxiety. But before speaking, she knew she needed to regain connection with the roots of her heritage, to weave the threads of her past into the fabric of her present. Memories surfaced, swirling in her mind like leaves caught in a gentle current. She would seek guidance from the elders, for their wisdom carried the stories that could anchor her as she prepared to speak. Spotting Kofi near the baobab tree, Amina approached him, the elder's presence a calming balm amidst the turmoil churning inside her. "Kofi, may I join you?" she asked, her voice steady despite the butterflies flitting within her. "Of course, Amina," he replied, motioning for her to sit beside him on the rough-hewn bench. "I could sense you needed to connect with your history." For a moment, they sat in silence under the tree's expansive branches, Amina's thoughts drifting to the tales she had heard as a child and the powerful lessons they carried. The distant sounds of laughter and chatter created a comforting backdrop, grounding her before the moment of truth. "Tell me, Amina, what weighs on your heart?" Kofi asked, his tone gentle, urging her to unveil her thoughts. "I wish to share our village's story with the Alliance, but doubts seep into my mind. What if I fail? What if I forget important parts of our history?" She took a deep breath as vulnerability seeped into her voice. "I want to honor our ancestors and their struggles, to weave their resilience into the fabric of my truths." Kofi nodded, a knowing smile touching his lips. "The past is not just a collection of events, my child. It is the marrow of our bones. Our stories reside within us, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Embrace the threads of your past, and let them guide you, for they will provide the strength you seek." Understanding glimmered in Amina's eyes as she recalled the village's history, the threads of struggle woven into the very fabric of her community. "Can you help me retell those stories? I want to ensure each thread is represented when I speaks." Kofi leaned back thoughtfully, contemplating an idea. "Let us gather the memories of our elders together. Each story we share will strengthen your voice." Excitement flared in Amina's chest. "Yes. They hold the keys to our collective memories." They stood, and with Kofi leading the way, they ventured toward the gathering of villagers. As they approached, the sound of familiar voices filled the air, echoing tales of laughter, sorrow, and joy. Amina's heart swelled with warmth as she spotted Mama Zuri sitting among the elders, her presence a beacon of wisdom. "Mama Zuri, can you share your stories with us?" Amina asked, kneeling beside her grandmother. "I wish to gather the memories of our people for the meetings." With a twinkle in her eye, Mama Zuri gestured for everyone around to focus on Amina. "Ah, my dear, the stories of our past are like the threads of a fine fabric, each character weaving their silhouette into our legacies." The elders nodded in agreement, their faces a tapestry of experience awaiting Amina's call for unity. Kofi began by inviting other village elders to share not only their memories but also the lessons tucked within them. An elder named Juma stood, his voice deep and resonant like the earthy drumbeats of their celebrations. "Let me tell you of the time our people faced famine. We came together, pooling our resources and creativity. It was in that unity that we survived, reminding us that true strength lies in togetherness." Another elder, Amani, added her voice. "During a time of conflict, we turned to dialogue. Nations clashed, but through understanding, we mended wounds instead of inflicting them further. We understood that we were not just fighting for ourselves but for future generations." Tears brimmed in Amina's eyes as she absorbed their stories, recognizing the resilience and strength of the community etched in each tale. "These threads bind us," she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. "They guide us toward hopes." "Indeed," Kofi affirmed. "Your voice will carry their essence. Speak not only of the struggles but of the triumphs, for they illustrate our capacity to endure and to rise." With the sun setting, casting golden light throughout the square, the stories continued, connecting Amina to the past like never before. Each tale reinforced the importance of unity and love, stories she could carry with her as she represented the village. As the gathering drew to a close, Amina felt the weight of history embrace her. She understood the importance of sharing their journey with the Alliance, not merely as a collection of events but as a living testament to the strength they embodied. "Thank you, each one of you," Amina said, her voice filled with gratitude. "Your stories have woven a tapestry of hope that I will carry with me as I speaks." As she withdrew from the elders, the quiet rustle of the baobab tree surrounded her, echoing the lessons of resilience from generations past. Amina had felt the threads of history bind her deeper to her community, enhancing her resolve to speak with authenticity. The power of their collective story pulsed within her heart, a melody that resonated as she stepped into the future. Tomorrow, she would embrace her role as a bridge between the past and the future, sharing not only the endurance of her village but also the hope woven into every thread. The Festival of Unity. The village square shimmered with life as the sun began to set, transforming the landscape into a canvas of deep oranges and purples. Vibrant decorations, woven from the brightest fabrics, adorned stalls and trees alike, casting a kaleidoscope of colors throughout the square. Laughter and music filled the air, a joyous harmony that resonated with the spirit of the harvest festival. Amina stood at the edge of the celebrations, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and jitters. Today was not only a celebration of their harvest but also a symbol of unity among the villagers, and she was ready to stand up as their representative. Fatu approached, a crown of flowers perched atop her head, her beaming face lighting up the space around her. "Amina, you look radiant. Are you prepared for your moment?" "I think so," Amina replied, her voice wavering as she took a deep breath. "I still feel the weight of it all." Fatu placed her hands on Amina's shoulders, grounding her. "Look around. This isn't just a festival, it's a tapestry of our dreams, woven through the sacrifices and triumphs of our people. You are the weaver today. Trust in yourself and the fabric of our stories." Amina nodded, feeling the warmth of encouragement surrounding her. Together, they walked into the bustling heart of the village where the celebration was in full swing. Colorful dancers twirled and clapped, blending their movements into an expression of vitality and hope. The rhythmic sounds of drums resonated, inviting all to join in the festivities. As Amina absorbed the energy enveloping her, she noticed clusters of villagers sharing hearty meals, their faces alight with shared joy. The delicious aromas wafting through the air heightened her spirits, a reminder that they were all here to celebrate the fruits of their labor. Tonight was about connection, the connection to her roots, to her story, and to the promise that her voice carried. Kofi stood at a podium decorated with flowers and fruits, his presence commanding attention as he called the villagers to gather. "Brothers and sisters," Kofi's voice echoed. "Today, we gather, not just as a community but as a family, celebrating our bond and our resilience. For years, we have sown not just seeds but dreams, and it is time to share the richness of our harvest." Applause erupted, and Amina felt her heart swell. She was reminded of the stories shared by the elders, the history of perseverance binding them all together. She had been entrusted with amplifying their voices. As Kofi introduced her, Amina felt herself leap forward, her heart pounding as eyes turned to her. She stood before her community, the vibrant colors and sounds swirling around her. Words bubbled to the surface as she felt the collective spirit surrounding her. "Thank you for the warm welcome," Amina began, her voice steadying as she took a breath. "Today, we celebrate not just our harvest, but the unity we hold as one village." In that moment, the past surged through her. "I stand here representing each one of you. The dreams and stories of our ancestors echo in our hearts. We share a legacy built on resilience, hope, and love. Each of our stories interwoven, creating this fabric that holds us together." She could see familiar faces brighten, the villagers nodding in agreement. Encouraged, Amina continued, pouring her heart into her words. "We have fought battles big and small. We have weathered storms, but through it all, we have stood together, knowing that our strength lies in our unity." The energy in the square surged, and she noticed Chinedu watching her, his eyes filled with pride and belief. "Let us celebrate this unity, both with joy and with gratitude for each other. Let us rejoice in the life we are building together." Cheers erupted from the crowd, and Amina felt the rush of connection ignite every part of her being. As the energy built, Kofi stepped aside, allowing the festivities to spill forth anew. In the spirit of the festival, vibrant dances erupted, each step a declaration of unity, each song a reminder of their shared history. The vibe grew jubilant as villagers joined together to share hearty meals, dancing with abandon and laughing with the freedom only joy could bring. Amina joined in, her heart soaring as she twirled and spun with her friends, becoming part of the very rhythm that pulsed through the village. The dance floor became alive with movement, laughter, and the vibrant colors of their costumes weaving together like a beautiful tapestry. Amina felt the energy of her ancestors in every joyful twirl, echoing their stories through her own movements. The fears that had weighed heavily on her began to evaporate, replaced by a profound sense of belonging and connection. Through all the history and struggles they had faced, the Festival of Unity illuminated the path ahead. Amina realized that it was not just about representing her village, it was about celebrating their shared stories, their resilience, their hope, and the unbreakable spirit woven into the fabric of their lives. As the celebration pulsed toward its climax, she caught a glimpse of her grandmother, Mama Zuri, dancing with joy among the elders, surrounded by laughter and warmth. This was their story, one filled with colors, beauty, and the unmistakable spirit of togetherness. That night, as the stars enveloped the village in a shimmering embrace, Amina stood amidst the crowd, finally understanding her role, not just as a voice, but as part of a living lineage. She was one with the tapestry they had woven together, each thread resonating with the love of connection. The Festival of Unity was a celebration of heritage and hope, and in that pulsating moment, Amina embraced the future that awaited her, filled with both courage and the light of their shared stories. She was ready to carry their legacy forward, one heart, one voice, and one beautiful fabric of community together. Embracing the future. The morning after the vibrant Festival of Unity dawned bright and clear, casting a soft glow through the humble huts of the village. Amina awoke with a sense of peace settling over her, the echoes of laughter and music still resonating in her heart. Last night had been a revelation. Not just a celebration but a demonstration of the power of connection and the strength imbued in shared stories. As she stepped outside, the world felt alive in a new way. The sense of fresh earth and blooming flowers wrapped around her, grounding Amina as she breathed in deeply. The energy from the festival lingered, reminding her of the resilience and hope that pulsed through every villager. They had all danced together, laughed together, and ultimately had united as one. Amina made her way to the village center, where the remnants of the festivities were being gently taken down. Villagers worked side by side, dismantling decorations and cleaning the area, their camaraderie infectious. She spotted Chinedu among them, a broad smile plastered across his face as he helped stack colorful palm fronds. "There you are," he called out, waving her over. "What an incredible night. I would have never guessed how many dreams we all shared under the stars." "It truly was a magical evening," Amina replied, her heart swelling at the sight of him. "I feel as if the weight of my worries has been lifted. I finally feel free to embrace this journey ahead, not just about representation, but about growth and unity." Chinedu nodded, his expression turning thoughtful. "You carried our stories with grace. But what about your own dreams, Amina? Have you thought about what lies ahead now that you've stepped into this role?" The question hung in the air, and Amina paused, letting his words sink in. "I suppose I've been so focused on the expectations of others that I've neglected my own aspirations." She glanced toward the horizon, where the sun was climbing higher. "But I want to nurture my voice, to continue sharing our village's legacy while creating a path for the future." "Then let's plan for it," Chinedu suggested energetically. "We can gather the villagers' ideas and form a vision for our community's growth, a mix of tradition and innovation." With a spark of excitement igniting within her, Amina could see a path opening up before her. "Yes, we can create an opportunity for everyone to contribute their dreams. There's so much potential within our community." They began to gather the villagers, inviting everyone to share their hopes and aspirations for the future. The invitation spread quickly, and soon the village square was buzzing with voices, each villager contributing their vision for growth. Some shared ideas for expanding their crops, while others proposed ways to foster local artisans and craftsmen. As Amina listened, her heart swelled with pride for her community. Each suggestion was a thread woven into the future they were crafting together. She felt the weight of responsibility shift, no longer a burden but rather a shared mission. "Let's create working groups," Amina proposed, standing before the crowd. "We can focus on specific areas: agriculture, education, crafts, whatever fuels your passion. Together, we'll blend tradition with foresight and bring our dreams into reality." The crowd erupted in enthusiastic chatter, as individuals began discussing their skills and interests, matches forming naturally among the villagers. Amina glanced at Chinedu, who beamed with pride, and she felt an undeniable sense of purpose surging through her. "Before we start, I think it's important to reflect on what we've learned from the past, she suggested. Let's honor our stories as we step into the future. The villagers nodded in agreement, and together they shared tales of triumph over adversity, stories passed down through generations, drawing parallels between their history and their ambitions. Each narrative wove deeper connections among them, tying the fabric of the past to the vibrant aspirations of tomorrow. As the sun reached its zenith, casting warm rays over the square, Amina felt an unwavering conviction bloom within her. A flame ignited not by personal desire, but by collective purpose. The energy in the air thrummed with possibility, and Amina recognized her role had evolved into something illuminating and transformative. Through this collaborative effort, they would not just carry forth their traditions, they would adapt and grow, ensuring the village thrived for generations to come. Amina envisioned a future where her community could flourish, backed by the richness of their heritage yet unbounded by it. The gathering grew more animated, ideas bouncing from person to person, each contribution a brick laid in the foundation of their ongoing story. Amina felt pride swell within her. It was no longer just about standing alone as a representative, it was about standing together as a united front, each villager taking ownership of their shared destiny. That evening, as the sun dipped low, casting the village in a golden glow, Amina stood beside Chinedu, gazing at the vibrant tapestry of their community unfolding before them. The future lay ahead, illuminated by the dreams of their ancestors and the aspirations of the present. "We're on the brink of something extraordinary," Amina murmured, feeling the energy of hope envelop her. "Together, we will embrace our future." Chinedu squeezed her hand, his unwavering faith bolstering her spirit. "One step at a time, we'll shape it. You've already taken the first leap, Amina. The village is in good hands." With her heart full and ready to embrace whatever lay ahead, Amina stepped forward, knowing she would guide her village with unwavering commitment and love. Together, they would weave a bright future rich with possibility. A tapestry of love. Under a sky brushed with shades of dawn, the village stirred awake, alive with the evolving energy of possibility. Amina stepped out of her hut, her heart uplifted by the promise of the day ahead. Today marked the conclusion of their journey together, a day devoted to celebrating the dreams they had woven into a vibrant tapestry of unity. Villagers flowed into the square, filling the air with anticipation as Amina prepared them for the ceremonial celebration of their collective achievements. They had come together to plan a future that honored their past, and today was a testament to the strength of their vision. As Amina approached the village center, she was greeted by familiar faces and warm smiles. The square was adorned with hand-woven decorations, symbols of their creativity and craftsmanship reflecting the story they had crafted together. Brightly colored fabrics hung gracefully, fluttering in the soft morning breeze. Kofi stood before the crowd, his presence embodying wisdom and joy. "Today, we gather not just to showcase our plans but to celebrate the love and resilience that binds us together. Each thread that we share strengthens our collective spirits." Amina felt a rush of gratitude wash over her. This day was not only about her role as a representative but about the entire community. As we look back at our journey, let us also acknowledge the love and support that has intertwined all our lives, she added, voice steady and clear. Fatu stepped forward, her smile illuminated by the morning sun. "Each of us carries a piece of this village, a piece that tells a story of love, hope, and shared dreams. Let us unfold those stories together." Amina nodded in support, overwhelmed by the love surrounding her. She witnessed villagers stepping forward, sharing snippets of their dreams. A farmer spoke of wanting to introduce sustainable practices, nurturing not just the land but also their connection to nature. An elder shared their desire to create a communal library, a center for learning that would bridge the gap between generations. The ideas floated through the air, settling into a vibrant cloud of inspiration. As emotions swirled through the crowd, Amina took a breath, feeling the pulse of life coursing around her. "What we create together is like this tapestry," she said, raising her hand toward the colorful decorations. "Every thread represents a dream, a voice, a piece of our identities." Inspired by her vision, the villagers erupted with joyous applause, their unity reverberating through the air. Adding momentum, Amina continued, "Let us commit to nurturing these dreams and supporting one another as we grow." The crowd cheered, and she could see the flames of hope igniting their spirits. Each person gleamed with determination, willing to contribute their unique abilities and stories to ensure their collective success. As the warm sun climbed higher, the celebratory atmosphere evolved into a spirited dance of creativity. People moved between stalls, sharing delicacies that spoke of their heritage and traditions. Laughter rang through the air, a delightful melody intermingling with the sounds of clapping and echoing drums. Amina immersed herself in the joy around her, moving from booth to booth, each filled with art, crafts, and produce. She learned about the creativity of her neighbors, how one woman had crafted bags from recycled materials, symbolizing sustainability. Every creation was rich with heart and intention, echoing the values they had all agreed upon. Seeing the villagers' dreams reflected in their crafts spurred a profound realization. Each of us has the power to shape our future, Amina said, her heart swelling at the sentiment surrounding her. We are weaving not just individual paths, but a legacy that will endure for generations. As the sun shifted in the sky, casting a golden glow across the square, villagers began to gather in front of the makeshift stage. It was time for Amina to share her own story, her journey from uncertainty to embracing her role as a catalyst for change. Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward, addressing the crowd. There was a time when I felt lost, unsure of my place. But the strength of this community has taught me that our voices are powerful, a reflection of the love that binds us. I am so grateful for each one of you, she said, her eyes glistening with emotion. You have shown me that our true strength lies in the unity of our hearts. As she continued to speak, she saw familiar faces in the crowd. Her grandmother's warm smile, Chinidu's proud gaze, and Fatu's encouraging nod. A sense of belonging enveloped her, igniting hope and love for each village member. And to honor the collective dreams we have built together, Amina concluded, gathering her courage, I propose that we create a legacy together. A communal garden that represents our shared responsibility to nurture the land and each other, a space where we can grow not only crops but also hope and connections. The crowd exploded in applause, excitement coursing through every villager present. Cheers of affirmation echoed through the square, and Amina saw the brightness in their eyes, a reflection of the love that had brought them together. In that moment, surrounded by community and love, Amina discovered that she was not merely a representative, she was part of an intricate tapestry woven from shared dreams, history, and resilience. Their legacy would endure, and together they would cultivate a future rich with possibility. As the celebrations continued, laughter and music filled the air. The village stood united, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. Hand in hand, they would navigate the future, a tapestry woven with the threads of love, hope, and unbreakable unity, forever illuminating their path.